All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here again, talking real music in real time for a couple of real people out there just like you and just like me. So today's been a really great day for me. I woke up this morning and I found out that the Georgia Guidestones had been blown up. If you don't know what the Georgia Guidestones were, you didn't really miss anything except for the fact that this was some kind of a new 10 commandments for the world population. Essentially, they wanted to eliminate like 90% of the world's population. That was one of their guides on the Guidestones, right? That's why they called them the Guidestones. Well, they are no more. And then I found out that Boris Johnson just resigned, just quit. It's the UK's version of Brandon, and he's bye-bye. He's all gone. Did a Richard Nixon, and I'm hoping that maybe Brandon will do the same thing. Wouldn't that be a super duper day? So, that was the start of my day. Things are looking great, and, I'm feeling pretty good. So I decided, after a couple of videos that I had done, that I would go out and drive around, and I went to a thrift store and I bought some cool stuff at the thrift store. I mean, when you find something this cool, you got to buy it, right? So it's Eric Clapton's autobiography. And yes, too cheap to go and buy it from Jeff Bezos. So again, somebody who decided they had heard about Eric Clapton's views on the thing. And so they said, well, I used to love Eric Clapton, but this book is no longer going to be in my collection, so I'm going to dump it off at the thrift store. And I think the same guy probably decided to ditch this too, which was right next to the book. So I'm like, hey, I own this on cassette. I think I had the album at one time. That's vinyl. For those of you who don't understand what that is, of course, vinyl is making a bit of a comeback. But I figured, hey, why not? So, and this is all before like my phone started blowing up an hour ago, and people are saying, hey, Dave, I should be getting notifications, right, from Eric Clapton. But lo and behold, the YouTube thing, it gets a little irritating when you're getting notifications on all your devices throughout the house, because then, again, you'll own nothing and be happy, but you'll get lots of notifications. So I'd rather own a physical copy of something, right? Which now, I have a room that's filled up with stuff here. You can't see everything, but everybody's like, hey man, he's got a new song. So I'm checking the song out and it is great. The name of the new Eric Clapton song that you need to go listen to is called Pompous Fool. Pompous Fool, on the day that Boris Johnson resigns, right? On the day that the Georgia Guidestones get blown to smithereens. I mean, it's a good day all around. Now, of course, Eric Clapton is certainly going to be in big trouble for putting this song out because, number one, he shouldn't be putting out music anymore. A lot of the rock publications here in the United States are hoping that Eric Clapton would just have a dignified retirement, that he would just go off into the sunset, stop playing his guitar, and just, live out the rest of his life, in Bermuda shorts, playing shuffleboard somewhere, because that's really what they want at this stage. But Eric Clapton still booking concerts, still performing under the hot lights, still with his amazing band out there, which I didn't even really talk about that much because he did a couple of concert dates. And from what I understand, they were fantastic. I watched some fan filmed footage from YouTube, and I was quite impressed with Eric Clapton and his band. But let's talk about this song, right? Pompous Fool. Again, I keep thinking of Boris Johnson for some reason, and our current president here in the United States. I'm not sure who the song was directed at. It could have been directed at government officials. It could have been directed at medical experts, those same experts that are still saying the same thing 2.5 years later. But of course, Eric Clapton, he was supposed to go along with what they were saying, right? And he did, by the way, he did do it a couple of times. He went along, but everybody said no because Eric didn't go for this another time. This is Eric Clapton's response. My hands don't work anymore. Everybody's like, it's all in your head, Eric. This is because you're not following the science. If you follow the science, then your hands won't hurt. It's all in your head. Okay. So anyway, the song is an instant hit song. And the lyrics are amazing, but the song itself has this kind of shuffle, kind of dancey groove to it. It's kind of mid-tempo. This is classic Eric Clapton. This is the kind of Eric Clapton that you could expect from Eric really at any point in his career, which again is going to make people mad because Eric is still relevant. Eric is still making really great music. Eric's guitar playing is still really good. And they'll say, well, see, that proves that Eric made up all that stuff about what he said about that reaction to whatever. And, there's no reaction. There's nothing going on out there. Eric just needs to get with the program. Well, he is getting with the program on this new song where he says, let your woman take care of you. The most controversial line in this song probably is Eric is saying that women should take care of men like Eric Clapton. Wow. I mean, not that that's ever been in a blues song ever, right? Not that that philosophy wasn't a thing, throughout most of history. And look, I'm not saying that women need to be subservient to men, but I'm pointing out that this line in the song is going to create pandemonium here when the rock critics all get their ears on it and then are spewing their usual nonsense about how Eric is this and Eric is that, even though Eric was really loved and respected. Reminds me of somebody else before they, ran for public office. People were just gushing over this particular person. And again, I'm only making this comparison because I noticed that once that person got into politics, much like when Eric got into critical thinking, right? Eric Clapton decided, I'm going to be a critical thinker. I'm going to hang out with critical thinkers. I actually believe that psychology is a thing. And then, the rock publications essentially said that, oh, it's just a shiny new theory. It's just shiny new theory for those conspiracy theorists who are looking to just, present all of their mis and disinformation everywhere. Okay, great. Well, anyway, back to the song. Eric talks about the golden rule. Now, again, just throwing Christianity in there, right? Even though pretty much every major world religion talks about treating people like you'd want to be treated. Like that's a real crazy concept. That's just Christian domination. No, it's actually what you're supposed to do, and it used to work when people did it. Anyway, I love the fact that he's talking about the golden rule. He's also referencing a couple of old timers, Jerry Lee Lewis, and I think Charlie Wilson was the other reference, basically saying that, hey, I'm cool because, or you're cool because you like cool old music like I do. Okay. That's going to ruffle some feathers because, these people, they're not important anymore because people forget, and then it doesn't matter. Once they forget, it's forgotten, and the respect isn't given anymore. One of my favorite lines in the song is this: be careful who you follow because there may be no tomorrow. Ooh. So again, with Boris Johnson resigning, with all the medical experts here in the United States, including the little emperor doctor, who is still just trusting the data and crunching the numbers every single day. Anyway, this is what happens, people, when you follow the pompous fool, right? Trouble. So again, some great guitar licks in this song. It's got, like I say, a mid-tempo dance thing going on. I cranked it up, played it a few times. I mean, as much as I liked Eric's last single because it was poignant and it was real deep and interesting. It's called The Heart of a Child, which I thought another Eric Clapton moment, much like Tears in Heaven or something like that, on that caliber of songwriting. Of course, the critics, again, picked that apart lyrically because now they're looking for it. They're looking, what did Eric say about the pompous fool? Who is he accusing of being a pompous fool? And I don't know if they're going to go directly at Eric on this. Who knows anymore? I'm just reading my notes here. At one point, Eric says, do you still believe in you and I? Just getting back to you and someone else, like you and your spouse, you and your loved one, and that I think is really the crux of everything here. After all of this insanity, really the people closest to you are the most important people. And I know that's, a stretch nowadays when, we're all just waiting for this grand new world order to play itself out. And yes, here he goes again, this guy on YouTube with his crazy conspiracy theories and his crazy theories about mass formation psychosis. And then he's bragging about the Georgia Guidestones being destroyed. And somehow he worked that into his Eric Clapton video. There's something just wrong with the dude. Can't he just talk about the song? Yes, the song is excellent. Go listen to it. It's called Pompous Fool. And there are many pompous fools that people are following today. And you need not to do that. You shouldn't. Eric is giving you great advice. And anyway, I got his autobiography here and CD, and it was just a great day. The Guidestones, Boris Johnson, new Clapton song. I mean, mark off July 7th and say, hey, that was a good day, right? That's a day that might have kind of helped humanity turn a corner. And it's not just because of Eric Clapton, but certainly new music from Eric Clapton is good for the soul, because it's good music. And you can't take that away from Eric Clapton. If you try to, you kind of look like a pompous fool. All right, that's my video. I'm done. You never know what I'm going to say next. Thanks to all the subscribers, for all the patrons, everybody who supports this channel. Feeling a lot of love on the other end, some people saying some nice stuff. And of course, you've got your outliers. I know who you are and I know where you are, but I'm not listening. I'm taking Eric's advice.